Mike tag. Now, I played Jiggs a bit in this game, but I was really known back in the Brawl days for my Jigglypuff. For a while, ranked best in Canada, and actually ranked, like, there was a while where I was top 3 in the world with Jiggs in Brawl. So, she was bad in Brawl too. Like, I don't want to make any... It's not like, oh, she's so much worse in this game than she was in Brawl. But eventually you just hit a point where you're like, you know what? I've done the low-tier struggle. It's time for me to pick a character that I can win with. And then I stopped entering tournaments and started hosting them instead. So a lot of good that did me. Oh, start it with the taunt. Yeah.
That taunt is so cute. I don't understand why people do any other taunt. The pose at the end is just the cutest thing.
I don't know. Funny thing, you know the one where she deflates and kind of goes back and forth?
Yeah.
You can avoid certain projectiles with that. You can like flip through like the lasers and stuff like that and they'll miss you. So I don't want to say there's value in the taunt, but if you're swag enough to pull it off and avoid a projectile, you have got to tilt your opponent so hard with that. Yeah, we're seeing a pretty even match right now. This is also a really hard Ditto to play because the things that Jiggs does on other characters don't work on her because she's so floaty. So it really is all about the strength of your neutral game, baiting out the approaches and being able to punish with your own fairs and bears.
It must be unbearable.
Yeah, so let's see what we can do here. Very even. Now this is also a very slow-paced match too, because you can't really commit too hard, and that was a really good power shield on the ledge. Normally the hitbox of Pound there is enough to kind of pop people up and try and go for a punish, but he was able to get that power shield and avoid getting hit by it.
We haven't seen any rests yet, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that back air was a very favorable trade for DJP. Like I said, it is really, really strong, like we saw in the last set. I'd have to check the exact stats, but I believe I was told at one point it is one of the strongest, like top 5 strongest back airs in the game as far as kill percent goes. Now I'm not sure, because DLC characters and stuff like that have come out since. I don't know if that's still accurate, but if so, that's it's kind of cool little tool she has in her toolbox. Yeah, now interestingly, it seems like a CPU there is playing a bit more of a grounded Jiggs than Daryl is. And I mean, her strength is in the air, but you know what they say, what comes up must come down eventually, right? And he prefers to try and go for those punishes when that happens.
It would be a crime if this game goes without a rest, and it's a Jigglypuff Ditto, though. So, I have to see one.
Oh, that up smash doesn't quite do it. It's not Mario's. Not. I know it's the same animation, but it's nowhere near as good. Well, there's your rest.
No, it's not.
No, that was actually that was an
optimal
optimal punish. Yeah, because if he rested, there's a very good chance DJP could have come down and hit a punish as he was still waking up.
Why can you punish a rest that hits and KOs in singles? It doesn't make any sense.
Yep, the risk reward of that move is very interesting. Because there's a lot of risk. Oh no! I think he stopped counting his jumps and ran out. Sometimes with Jigglypuffs, you feel that you have infinite jumps and you stop counting because you're just always like, yeah, I got jumps in the bank, but not in that case. So now we're gonna see what they're gonna switch to. Now CPU's main is actually Peach. So I think that's gonna be we're going to see that Peach come out. I think that's going to be definitely better.
Still
for this
floaty and still normally pink.
Yeah. Now, seeing him go against Ike right now, Ike has a lot of kill power, and his forward air is actually pretty able to challenge CPU's Peach's forward air. And I mean, that's one of her really good spacing tools. She's got really good pressure and stuff like that. So what we're going to need to see DJP do is he's going to need to be really clever with like his retreating fairs and just really box out CPU.
Peach is one of those characters that just tells you this is a party game. Down B. That's my only explanation.
Being able to pull up a bomb or a beam sword or a Mr. Saturn It's a really powerful when you can do it.
Even then, it's completely luck-based whether you get that awesome Stitch face or not.
Yep. Sometimes you don't want to play Smash, you just want to gamble. And for those players, there's Peach and there's Game & Watch. Yeah, so let's see what they can do here. Now this stage, I think, is actually going to be pretty good for CPU, because CPU is going to be able to really run away and frustrate DJP.
Can I just say, I hate Duck Hunt as a stage. The camera in this game, it wants to show you all the ducks in Duck Hunt, but then when I use Toon Link and throw a bomb upwards, the bomb will be above the camera. Ducks that give you points and nothing else are more important to this game than bombs that might change the game sometimes.
Now, one of the interesting things about the stage, too, is, as you can see, it's 2D. Now, what's hard to tell immediately from what's going on in the game is that the characters are actually flattened to 2D too, and that does actually change some of their properties. Some of the dodges have different vulnerability windows. Some of the moves have slightly different hitboxes, just because of the way the game flattens them. So,
reminds you, back in Melee, how Yoshi's grab is so bad because it goes away from the 2D plane.
Yeah, the Z-axis.
Completely miss. That mechanic that the game is 3D is still in newer games, and it gets completely ejected in stages like Duck Hunt.
Yeah, so what we're seeing... Oh, that closes it out early!
What's that, up there?
Up tilt. Up tilt took it from Ike. And yeah, let's see, that forward B wasn't able to get it, a little misspaced, and now Daryl was able to get a decent punish off that. And really, more importantly, he's got that stage control from it. And now he's able to do exactly what I said he needed to do, and that's just box out that Peach. Don't let her get back to the stage for free. She doesn't have a whole lot of vertical mix-ups she can do. It's her spacing is almost all horizontal. Oh, and that turn-up did it! Always remember, eat your veggies, Cottney.
No. Turn up that pressure. Turn up that pressure. Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, now CPU there is starting to make up this deficit, but it is a pretty big hill to climb. But yeah, he's feeling himself a little bit more. He's throwing out a little bit more shield pressure and throws out that counter. Now that counter, pretty bad, all things considered. It's one of the worst counters. Please buff Sakurai. Please buff. But yeah, we're seeing a completely different playstyle from CPU right now, and it is working out the stock for him quite well.
Speaking of counters, some people have tried to convince me which time is bounce.
Oh, and that takes it. He just wasn't able to make up the difference in that kill power. So that is a 2-0 for DJP. And sadly, I think this means CPU is going to be relegated back to Streamland. We're gonna handcuff him to the computer, and he's gonna toil away, slave labor. So let's see what he can do.